been a hot minute since I've gone live or did a recording with an update of what's going on or what has been going on. And one of the main reasons for that is because the last few months have been challenging, to say the least, and exhausting and hard, just really hard. Now, there's nothing really changed with the leg except it's worse. The lumps are worse, the pain is worse. And living with pain like that is exhausting in itself, having to try and deal with it every single day, 24/7. And you tend to kind of lose a lot of stuff with yourself, right? Like you forget, you become forgetful, you have brain fog, you might lose words, all those things, which is pretty much normal when something like that is happening, right? Like it's exhausting and you're tired, and so that happens. Now, I've mentioned this before that I'm waiting for the pain clinic. I have two referrals to the pain clinic from 2 different doctors, and we're trying to get in there because of the issues. And my doctor and I have been working on trying to find something for pain management. Now, we haven't been very lucky with that. Everything we've tried, I've had incredibly awful side effects from it. Go from anywhere from massive headaches, nausea, shakes, tremors, stomach pains, dry mouth, and feeling like you're absolutely losing your mind. I'm sure I'm missing something too, but just a lot of really bad side effects from every single thing we've tried. And we've started at the lowest and we've moved up to, stronger, that kind of stuff, right? Now, I noticed when we started getting into the stronger stuff that losing my mind was on the top of all the other side effects. Like I was starting to notice things that were like quite scary, to be honest, right? So, with feeling sick like that all the time and trying to deal with the pain, it makes it harder to be able to work through the pain. I spent a lot of time, you have to exercise and still do all the things, and most of my exercise would end up being laying down. Instead of doing my chair exercises, I would be laying down, because if I'd sit up, I'd feel like I was going to throw up. So it's been quite challenging in all of those areas with everything doing, but the last medication that I was on was a patch, and we started at 5 milligrams. And when I started with it, it was the side effects were pretty intense. Pretty much had everything, and it was, but we have to give it at least 4 weeks to see if the side effects come down, if the pain starts, if anything starts helping, that kind of stuff. So getting closer to the 4 weeks mark, the side effects started kind of calming down a little bit. They were still there, but they weren't crazy. So the doctor decided, let's try 10 milligrams, so not 5, let's try 10 and see what happens. See if anything with pain happens, see if the side effects, if anything changes. And at that point, I was already noticing some weird things that I was saying, I was doing, right? Like you can't focus, all those things, which is normal through the stuff, but these things were getting worse. So, and I'll explain, I'll give you guys some examples of how crazy it got. So we started on the 10, and I think I was a week in, and I was decorating for a birthday party, and I put this banner on the door, this full door banner with happy birthday and balloons and that kind of stuff, put it on, and I was in the family room with my leg up, and I was doing balloons, and Kelly's laughing, and he says, "Kath, come here." So I'm like, okay, what? So I hobble over there, and he's looking at the banner, and he's laughing, and he's pointing to it. And I'm looking at this banner, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's going on? And he's like, do you not see that? I'm like, see what? He's like, the banner's upside down. I didn't see it. It wasn't registering, like, at all. It didn't notice it, or it didn't actually register until the banner got put the right side up, and I noticed that it wasn't only upside down, but the wording was backwards. I didn't notice it. Like, it wasn't registering. That's one thing. The other thing that happened was Nick and I were going for her appointment, and we stopped to get some coffee for my friend who's a hairdresser, and we got some smoothies. And I always get the mango pineapple, and Nikki always gets strawberry banana if we ever get smoothies. I do not like strawberry banana because I do not like the banana flavor. Colors are very different. One is really pink and one is really orange, bright. We get to the appointment, and I put my drink on the shelf as I take off my purse and whatever, and then Nikki puts hers on the chair, by the chair. And then she goes to the bathroom. And my girlfriend, who's amazing, when I get there, she always has my chair and a stool for my leg to put up, so I don't have to, worry. I can have my leg up when I'm there. I sat down by the chair, and I grabbed the drink, and I'm drinking. Did not notice it wasn't mine. Did not notice it was bright orange or bright pink. Did not notice that it was strawberry banana flavor. And my girlfriend's like, Kath, that's not yours. And I looked at it, and I'm like looking at it, and then she says, yours is right here. And sure enough, mine was still on the thing. Didn't even notice. Didn't register I wasn't drinking the right drink. One that I didn't even like. Another thing, I did the same thing with the sandwich. Didn't register that I was eating the wrong sandwiches that we bought. That I got one. It was Nikki's, and I left her mine. I usually do tea because I do a detox tea right now just to flush everything out of my system, or I was, and I still am, but that's what I was doing. And I every day take the pot, open the lid, fill it up with water, put it back on the thing, and wait for it to boil. I took the pot, put it under the tap, and just let it run. I didn't even open it. It was all these kind of things, and I would say things that didn't make sense, and I wouldn't remember things at all. That I'd have a conversation with Kelly, and I wouldn't remember it, and it was getting really, really freaking scary. And I knew it was the medication because it started just as the medication started progressing. It was like I wasn't there. It was really, really scary. So, I told the doctor about it, obviously, because I had my appointment with her, and she's like, okay, we need to stop everything. We need to stop all these pain meds. We need to get your system to clear out. And we need to see if this is what's affecting, what's causing the things that are going on, because, one, this isn't good, and it is scary. And I said, you know what? I would rather not take anything and just deal with the pain on my own, do the things that I've been doing. And as hard as it is, it's easier to do it that way than it is with all the side effects that these medications, all of them have had, because none of them have helped with the pain. Just nothing. So it's just easier to function without it. So I'm happy to say it's been 4 weeks now that I've been off medication. I haven't done anything crazy like that. Which is awesome. I do still have brain fog, and I still forget things, and I still lose, words, and it's hard to concentrate on things. I can't just sit there and read, I can't focus. But I'm not doing all this other crazy stuff that I was feeling like I was absolutely losing my mind. So I definitely know it was the medication. It's a scary thing. Honestly, scary thing. So, but that's kind of what's been going on. Still nothing with the pain clinic, so I'm still waiting. I just had my MRI for my upper body, my every 4 months MRI that they do to make sure that nothing has moved anywhere. There's no cancer anywhere else. So I'm just waiting for the results for that. And since I see my oncologist next week, we're actually going to be talking about doing the MRI on the leg. It is not looking good. The lumps are worse, there's several, but there's one that really sticks out. Honestly, I feel like I have an alien in my leg because things are just moving there funny. And I know it's just the muscles twitching or moving or doing whatever they're doing, but it feels like I have an alien in my leg. Between that and feeling like behind my knee and just a little lower to the calf and up to the thigh, feels like my leg is still turning to stone. I can bend it more because I am doing the exercises and stuff, but even with the compression, it still feels like everything's turning to stone in there, which is the weirdest thing. I don't know what's going on with it. It's better with the compression, wearing the compression helps. When I take off the compression at night, it's like an instant swell up. It feels like everything is just gonna just rip and explode through my leg. The skin graft is still ripping. I've actually posted a couple pictures of, I normally wear my black compression stocking, but when I go for my red light therapy, I put on the Tubi Grip, which is that light color, because it's easier to take on and off. The other one is really hard to take on and off and very painful when I do it, so I wear the other one. And both times now, or a couple times now, there's been blood on it. So I don't see it with the black one, but I definitely see it with the light one. So it's still ripping, and so it's ripping, scabbing. That's still going on. I can feel the ripping at times. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can feel when it rips. I'm getting more weird pains in the tumor area on inside there. I've actually noticed some stuff going on there, like it feels weird. So that's had me a little bit stressed, because it wasn't like that before. I mean, there was pain everywhere, but it wasn't worse in that area, and it is now. And definitely my calf. There is I'll post the picture. I don't think I'm not going to try doing it here, but I will post the picture of the leg. I took it this morning, and you'll see this thing sticking out. It looks, I'm not gonna say what it looks like, but it's like an alien in my leg, and it's trying to push out in my calf. It's the weirdest thing, and it's extremely painful. It's extremely painful when I put on the compression. It's painful if I lean against something. It's painful as it is just sitting there, but if I touch it or lean against something or anything like that, the pain is a lot worse, which is kind of crazy. And we had an ultrasound. The ultrasound didn't really show anything worrying according to the tech, but he did say in the report that he recommends an MRI on it. So when I talked to the oncologist last time in regards to the ultrasound, I said, let's wait and see if it gets any worse. Because I knew I was going to be seeing her here right away. I said, let's see what it does, and if it gets any worse, and then if it does, then yeah, we'll go for the MRI and see if that will actually show anything. Because I don't know, I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. Nobody seems to know what that is, whether it's just tissue that's swelling, whether it's my arteries, whether it's veins, whether it's whatever. Maybe I do have an alien in there that's decided to take up home, and it's having, parties. But that's definitely kind of what's been going on. I wish I could say that the leg was feeling better, because I'm exercising it, I'm doing all the things. I do wish I'd still have my pool so I could do it all in the water, because it's easier in the water than it is out of the water. But I am doing all the exercises at home, and I'm doing all the physio stuff at home. I'm doing the stairs, not very graceful, but not doing the one leg at a time. Like, I'm using both legs to go up the stairs. Not all the time, because sometimes the leg just doesn't have the strength, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you would think, they keep saying, it'll get better with time, and it seems to be getting worse with time, not better. So I don't know if I'm actually doing too many exercises, or I'm overworking it, or what. You would think not, because exercising should be helping it. And I will talk to him about that. I'm not sure. I'm not the orthopedic surgeon. I'll be talking to him about that. So I don't really know what is going on with that, to be honest, because you think it would be getting better. It's not. And it's really frustrating. So I know people always say, like, I would never, you couldn't tell that you have more pain or whatever and stuff. And I try to be as positive as possible. I think that's the only way to be. Look at the positive of it all, and all those things. That doesn't mean that I don't have bad days. It doesn't mean that I don't scream in my pillow. That doesn't mean I don't cry. That doesn't mean that I second guess everything, because I do. I definitely do. But I concentrate on the positive of it, right? Like, I try and be positive. I try and do all the things, because that's the only way to be, right? Like, you can't go the other way, because things will just get absolutely worse, and that's not an option. And I know that they've all said that this is going to take time to heal, and then it just seems weird that things aren't happening. That yes, I can move the leg better, like I can bend my knee more, but there's things going on that shouldn't be going on. There's just At least that's my thought, and I could be wrong. Maybe it has to go through all this. It has to get worse before it gets better. I mean, that happens too. It's just really frustrating because I'm not really getting the answers. And it doesn't seem like my orthopedic surgeon is wanting to be too much involved. He really wants me to go to the pain clinic. He feels that there they can actually do a lot more because he thinks a lot of it is nerve related and all that stuff. Surgery's still not on the table. They still don't want to do anything because they're just concerned with that it could be worse if they open me up, which I totally get. I don't want surgery because you never know, right? Like if the damage is that bad and it's having a hard time to heal, who knows what would happen with another surgery. So we don't want to do that, and I'm okay with that. It's just still I can't sit on the leg. I still can't have it bend because it loses blood flow. I have to keep moving it up. I have to move it constantly. Sleeping is still a challenge. I'm constantly waking up, so I don't get a good night's sleep. Like I'm up every time I have to move, and then if I move and the leg cramps and seizes and does all its things, I mean, it could be from 20 minutes to 2 hours before the leg calms down. So sometimes I'm, trying to work through that in the middle of the night. And the mornings are really bad. Now, my other leg was doing pretty good. My left leg was fine. Like it didn't have any issues. It was really taking care of, me being able to walk, but it's starting to hurt. There's some pain in the leg, there's pain in the feet. So I think my left leg is starting to get kind of angry that it's still doing all the work, and I don't blame it. So sometimes in the morning after, dealing with the leg all night and then having to do the exercises and stretching before I get up because I can't walk on it after a rough night like that. When I go to get up, both my feet are like, I'm walking like a duck. Like I can barely walk. And both have pain in the feet and that kind of stuff. And my left one's my hip's starting to get rid of it because I'm compensating, right? With this one feeling worse, I'm compensating more on this one. So my left one's not as happy either. So it's been, all of those things have definitely been frustrating. And the last few months have been really, really hard trying to work through all this stuff. But I am grateful that we've stopped all the medications right now. I am taking my Calm and Cleanse at night, so it's a gentle detox that helps detox my system a bit, and it helps you sleep. And I take my chews at night, so if I wasn't taking any of that, I probably wouldn't be sleeping at all. I can't take pain or sleeping pills because if there's something that knocks me out completely, if I don't move my leg all night, I'll be in trouble. Like this leg has to keep moving all the time. So we can't really do that. Not that I would want to. But if I wasn't taking my sleep chews and taking the Calm and Cleanse at night, I wouldn't be sleeping at all. So at least I can fall back asleep in between all this craziness. So I'm getting some. Thank God for that, honestly. And the other thing that I'm really grateful for now, how I talk about, the brain fog and all that stuff. I take EHT. And that helps with a lot of this kind of stuff. Like, I can't even imagine. It actually scares me to think how much worse all of this would be if I wasn't taking EHT. I'm actually considering doubling it up. I'm not sure if I will. Now that the medication is gone, I'm not as worried because it was the medication causing a lot of the stuff. But I was considering taking 2, but no, I'm not going to. I don't really need to. But I can't even, honestly, thank God that came into my life and I'm taking it, because I can't even imagine if I wasn't, how much worse this would be. Because I've heard horror stories. I'm on a lot of those groups, cancer groups and stuff, and I hear the stories that are in there, and it honestly breaks my heart. So I'm grateful, because a lot of the stuff could be so much worse, like so much worse. So I'm grateful it's not, but that doesn't make it any easier, right? It doesn't make being in constant pain and not able to do stuff that you would want to do, doesn't make it any easier. But I am grateful that it's not worse, honestly, totally, 100%, because it could be so much worse, right? And I keep saying how grateful I am that we have the Cross Cancer here. I am a little frustrated with my orthopedic surgeon, because it seems like he just wants to push me off to the pain clinic, because it just doesn't seem like he knows what else to do. Like, he's kind of lost. My plastic surgeon is completely deer in the headlights. I'm going to want to see him, because the way my skin graft is stuck to the muscle, I'm just see if eventually maybe they could do something about that, because I don't know how that's not going to keep ripping. They say eventually it's supposed to stop, that, you know, the skin will stretch and do all whatever it needs to do, and it should stop the ripping and scabbing eventually. So I'm hoping that's true, but if it doesn't, we might have to look at how we can fix that, because one, it feels horrible, and two, you just don't want it to keep on ripping. So, but I haven't seen him in a while or talked to him in a bit either. Like, he kind of decided that the orthopedic surgeon is now in charge of all of this, which he's trying to just push me on to the pain clinic. I sent a message to him because I can email them back and forth, and I sent an email saying, like, can you check into the referral? Like, hopefully I'm not one of those people that got lost in the shuffle, because there was a lot of referrals that got lost, apparently, like a lot of them. So we want to make sure I'm not that. I haven't heard back still. I actually should call him. Yeah. So anyways, hopefully the results of my upper body scans are clear. Nothing there to worry about, because it's the last thing I would need, obviously. And we will definitely do an MRI on my leg. I'm actually going to ask for the full leg, not just the calf. I think she was thinking just to do the calf to see what's going on in there, but I think I'm going to do the whole leg. I'm going to request the whole leg just to see what's going on behind the knee, why it's so tight or feels like it's turning to stone still, and why there's so much pain there, because it's affecting the front of the knee too. Like, it's the pressure is actually inside the knee as well. So we're going to do all that. So this has been kind of my update, so I can have it recorded. Yeah, it's been tough, I'm not gonna lie. This has been exhausting last few months. Exhausting, to say the least. But now that I still have, actually, that's a lie. I was gonna say I don't have any side effects. I still have the headaches a little bit and the nausea, so I'm still dealing with that. But it's not nearly as bad as it was, and it kind of comes and goes. So it could be just from lack of sleep too. It could be not even the side effects, and no appetite. I don't eat very much. So, I mean, that could be part of that too. It might not be just the leftovers of the side effects, but still dealing with that a little bit. And, but for the most part, all of that craziness with the mind and all that stuff is done. Thank God, because that was scary. You got to really watch for stuff like that, because that could be quite dangerous for sure. Yeah, anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day.